guys, welcome back to my channel. And guys, let's just talk about how white and pale I look right now. This quarantine is just getting to me. Like, I look like a freaking vampire. So today I want to talk about breakups and how to get over a breakup, how to get over somebody that you were dating for, it could have been a short period of time or a longer period of time, someone that you might have fallen in love with. I know this is something that most of us have to deal with at some point in our lives, and I guess this video is more catered towards like my younger audience, so people maybe in high school, maybe that they're getting over their first breakup, or it could have even been somebody that you weren't necessarily dating but you had fallen for and you were in a situationship. I feel like a lot of us now with like online dating, this modern dating, like there's so many people in situationships with people that maybe like wasted their time or things weren't clear and things like that, so it's really hard to get over someone that you might not even have had to begin with. So this is just to kind of help out whoever's in that situation. I know like I've been through a few really bad breakups with people that I really cared for, people that I thought I was gonna marry. Like one of the guys I was on and off with for 7 years, and like it was my first love, and it took a lot to get over. So the first thing I recommend to do is cut all contact. So that means like delete their number, delete everything social media, their Facebook, Instagram, whatever you follow them on, and block them even. You just don't want to see things that remind you of that person. You don't want to basically keep contact and like know what they're up to, because I'm telling you, if you really need to get over somebody, that's the last thing that you want to do, is to see what they're doing and what they're up to. If you have mutual friends, so I would avoid any events that they're going to be at with your mutual friends. I would tell your friends not to, like, even if they're not mutual friends, I would just tell your friends not to like inform you of anything. Like, don't tell me what they're up to, don't tell me if they're with someone, just don't talk about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to let your friends know, because I remember when I was younger, like my girls would always be like, oh, did you see, like, he posted this, oh, look at this picture, oh, he's with this girl now, and like I was like, guys, like, I don't want to see that. Like, that hurts me, and then it doesn't help me get over the situation. And then if you have like their family, I know a lot of people, like, you might be closer with their family, so you might have them on like Instagram and stuff, and let's say you're not close enough or you don't want to be rude and like block them or delete them, there are a lot of features nowadays where you can like go in your settings and just like restrict that account or mute that account. Muting is a big thing, like you won't see their stories pop up anymore. So that really helps as well. But just cutting all contact is the first thing you want to do. Some people think that's immature. I personally don't, because I know why I'm doing it. If you, let's say you think it's rude or immature and you don't want the other person to get offended, and like let's say you want to be on good terms with them, I would just let them know before you end things, or like as you're breaking up, or even if you're still cool with them. I would just be like, listen, I cannot have you on social media, like, because I need to get over you, or whatever like conversation you want to have, but just like let them know if that's the case, and that way you don't feel bad and that's not something on your mind. If you can get closure, or if some people really need closure, I would say, like, if it's possible, that's really helpful. Obviously, if you need to have that conversation, have that conversation. But just in my experience, I know that like when I was with my first ex, like, closure was never possible. Like, we would meet up to talk, and then it was just like back to the same things, all the emotions came back, and like the only way I could actually like cut him off was just to go like ghost. Like, that's how I had to do it. And at that point it wasn't like a surprise, but it was bad. But I mean, sometimes that's what it takes, because there's no way to get closure. Don't stalk them, guys. Do not stalk them. Don't go and like see what they're up to from like your friend's account or a fake account. Like, I know you guys, everybody has fake accounts nowadays, but just leave it alone. Don't stalk them. Don't stalk who they're following. Don't stalk like girls that you think they're dating and stuff. Like, I'm telling you, it's gonna break your heart. It's gonna annoy you. You're gonna get angry, and it will not help you get over them. Period. Just don't do that. Number 2, get rid of everything that you have that reminds you of them. Like, delete all the messages, delete all the threads. Like, you don't want to go through and read all your texts from like the good times and stuff. I know some people like doing that, so like just do not do that. If you have like gifts from them, like kind of laying around your room, if you have pictures, like things like that, even on your phone and stuff, just delete everything. If you feel bad or you don't want to delete it or you don't want to throw it out, just like put it all in a box, give it to like your mom or your friend or someone to hide it for you. And that way you just like don't have to see it to remind you of them. Number 3, in my opinion, is like to accept your feelings. Accept how you feel, what you're going through. Think about it if you need to think about it. Going through everything as you need, because I do not agree that we need to like push the feelings away or distract ourselves. I think the first step is to just really like embrace the situation, accept how we feel, and just let it out. Like just let it out. Like it's healthy to just like release all that negative energy, release all that tension built up inside, because if you build it up and you hold it inside, it's gonna affect you in really negative ways, like your health. You're gonna be stressed, you're gonna be depressed, you're gonna be angry, you might take it out on other people, and you might deflect, like things like that you really don't want to do. So I think you just need to accept the situation, accept your feelings, and just cry it out. Like cry it out if you need to cry it out. Cry into a freaking pillow. When I'm like depressed, I like to go in the shower and just like let the water run down my face and I just cry. I know it's depressing or whatever, but trust me, like whatever helps you get over it or whatever helps you just like release that energy, that's what you need to do. If you need to listen to sad music, listen to sad music. Like just give yourself that time and just like respect yourself and just like let those emotions flow out of you. And also try not to blame yourself, because at the end of the day, like if you keep going back and you keep thinking negative, and if you keep thinking like what could I have done different, like blah blah blah, like you'll never get over that. So just like try really hard. I know it's really hard, guys, but try not to blame yourselves in the situation. Number 4 is to distract yourself. Distract yourself with things that make you happy, or just in general, like pick up extra shifts at work, pick up another job, like pick up a hobby, like something you've always wanted to do, something that's going to take up time. When I'm home alone at night especially or whatever, like that's when I'm in my head, that's when I'm in my thoughts, that's when I like everything just like gets to me. So the best thing to do is to just like have a busy schedule, wake up in the morning, go to the gym, go to work, whatever it is, take extra clients if you have your own clients, like just put everything back into yourself, like put all your energy back into like bettering yourself and bettering your life, and just like focus on your job, focus on school, focus on anything, hobbies, like go out with your friends, go to the movie. One thing that I really like about going to the movies is that I feel like those 2 hours I'm watching the movie, I'm in another freaking dimension, I'm in another planet, I'm in the freaking movie, so I'm not thinking about other things, I'm not on my phone. You know that feeling when you like step out of the theater and you're just like, what day is it, what time is it, what, like, you know what I mean, what year is it? Like that's what I like about the movies, because I'm just like so distracted and I'm like in another world. So I think the movies are a really good idea. Going out with your friends, having good company, planning a trip with your friends, going somewhere, if you have the money and you have the time, that's really fun. Meeting new people, like distracting yourself like that, making new memories, going to events, like going to concerts and stuff, anything that you're really interested in and that makes you happy and puts you in a good vibe, go for it. That's really what you want to do at this point. You want to just like release the negative energy and then try to build positive energy to you. What you put out is what comes back to you. So if you have this positive energy, positive things will come to you, and that will definitely help you get over them. Number 5 kind of goes with number 4, which is just like try not to be alone. So try to surround yourself with people, whether it's at work, it's friends, family. Just try to like always be with someone. And a lot of times just talking to those people will help you, kind of like even venting, like just talking to those people. At first it's nice to vent and kind of get their feedback and like their advice and stuff, like that's good to do, but after that it's just like being surrounded by people that you don't constantly have to be in that like negative mindset or in your head, in your thoughts, like you're distracted and you're surrounded, you don't feel alone. Number 6 is a huge one. Do not, I repeat, do not get in another relationship. Don't go for like a backup, a rebound. Like do not do that, because it's not a healthy way to get over someone. A lot of times it's like displacement, like the issues that you haven't resolved with other people or your anger goes towards the other person. You put your issues onto the other person and it's not fair to them. You're not in a genuine relationship with that person and it's not healthy for them. It's not healthy for you. Like you really need this time to yourself to reflect and not to put things into another relationship, and don't put your happiness into a relationship or into another person, because that's your biggest mistake that you'll do, because then everything just depends on that. Everything depends on that, and then that's out of your control too, you know what I mean? Like if that person, if you guys have issues, if they're mad at you, whatever happens, like it's like you're just gonna be up and down, your happiness is gonna be up and down, and it's just not healthy. So don't put your happiness in another relationship or in another person. Take this time for yourself and stay away from any other relationships. I know so many people that are just jumping from relationship to relationship, and I feel like they're basically like not even like getting to know themselves, because a lot of times you lose yourself in the relationship, especially if you keep like jumping relationship. Number 7, focus on yourself. So like focus on yourself. This can be like just your goals, like, you know, like you need to save money and this is your plan, you're gonna get a place, or you're gonna like get this promotion, work towards this promotion, or you want to get this many followers to boost your business, or whatever the case is, whatever your goals are, focus on that. Like focus on, let's say, getting good grades, getting into that like med school that you wanted to get into, or whatever school you wanted to get into. Like that's what you want to do. You want to take this time and put all this energy to good use and focus it and invest it back into yourself. You'll be a lot happier, you'll feel a lot more accomplished. And honestly guys, like the biggest things I've achieved in my life for myself, I've always done after a breakup. And I don't want to necessarily blame it on the breakup, but I feel like I had so much energy being put into the relationship and making someone else happy that I wasn't focusing on myself, and it kind of like set me back. And obviously those relationships weren't healthy, so I'm not saying just being in a relationship is going to do that, but for me that was the issue. So I felt like once I got out of that relationship and I focused all that energy on myself, like I was so much more happier. I was so proud of myself by the end of it, and I reached my goals and I felt more accomplished. So also do things that make you feel good about yourself, like whether it's getting your nails done, getting your hair done, getting your makeup done, going to the gym, like losing weight, eating healthy, just feeling good inside and out. You want to bring yourself back. You want to make yourself feel hot again. Go hand in hand with like accepting your feelings and accepting the situation. You also want to reflect and you want to think about kind of like what happened, why it happened. Be real with yourself and like just accept your flaws. Like understand if there were things that you did wrong. Why did that happen? What did you do exactly? And that way you can avoid this pattern. Like you can avoid this in another future relationship. So that way you can work on yourself, learn yourself, learn about your flaws, and in turn also learn like what you like and what you don't like, what you want and what you don't want in any future relationship. So like use this to your benefit. Prevent this from happening to you in the future, like a learning experience. So like we go through things so that we can learn and then avoid making the same mistakes in the future. Number 8, time heals all. So honestly, knowing and accepting that it's going to take time to get over this and allowing for that to happen is huge. You need to like accept that with time you can get over anything really, and you'll be able to get over this. Do not worry guys, time heals all. Also, like everyone is different. Like I'm giving you guys advice based off of what works for me, what I went through, what advice I tell my friends. This video is basically like what I wish I could tell my past self, my high school self, my teenage self. Like at the end of the day guys, everything happens for a reason. So just taking this as a learning experience, and just know that you're gonna grow from this. You're gonna become a better version of yourself, and you don't need to stress and focus on finding someone. Just let it go and let it come to you. Good things always come when you're not looking for them. So one thing you can do is write a message, like go in your notes and write like a paragraph or whatever to yourself, from yourself. Boost yourself. Like think of all the things that you genuinely like about yourself or other people have told you that will boost your confidence, and write everything out. And whenever you're feeling down, whenever you're like beating yourself up, go back into those notes and read that over to yourself. And I'm telling you, in some weird way it does make me feel better, so hopefully it'll make you feel better. It's something that I just started to do. I was going through a lot of bullshit the last 2 years with like dating. I had pretty low self-esteem at that point, so that really helped me. Eventually, like over time, start dating, but for fun. Like don't go in with an expectation, don't go in like forcing people. to get in another relationship or expecting a relationship, but just go out there to kind of get to know people, get in the groove of things, acting with others, and maybe you'll get something great out of it. And if you don't, at least you had fun, you went on dates, you met new people, you learned about different things, you learned about different people, and it's a good experience. One thing that might work for some people, like I've never done, but I know some people that have, and it's been really helpful, is to do counseling. And honestly, I know there's this like negative stigma on that, and people don't want to, or they feel bad and they feel like a failure, or they feel embarrassed, and no one's gonna judge you, no one has to know. But honestly, sometimes a professional, someone that's actually gonna like sit there and take everything in and listen to you, might give you the best advice, or might give you you might get the best like release of tension that way. And it's just like someone that's not related to your life and that can give you professional advice. And then a few things you do not want to do. Number one is like fight the urge to text them. So there's gonna be times and it's gonna be tough, it's gonna be hard, and I know so many people cave, like a lot of my friends do, and this was like super hard for me. But you have to make that decision. If you want to get over this person, you don't want to talk to them, period. That one text might just ruin everything. So, you know, you're gonna think about them sometimes, you're gonna miss them, something might remind you of them, it might be their birthday, it might be Christmas, whatever the case is, do not text them. And if you feel like you want to, tell your friends and hopefully like let them know in advance to just like take your phone away. Also, if they message you, if they're trying to get back with you, like fight the urge to text back. So I'm just gonna say, like, I know some things are situational, but like let's say you were in a really toxic relationship, or someone cheated on you, like there were some like personality differences, things like that, where it's like genuinely like that's wouldn't really change, or it would take time to change. Let's say if that person texted you back like in a week, a day, like a month, 2 months, no one's gonna change in that short period of time. So it's not genuine, and you're just gonna keep repeating the cycle if you fall back into that trap. So but like let's say they messaged you after like 3 years, you both moved on, you both evolved, you both worked on yourselves and matured, stressed, whatever the case is, like something happened in their life or your life that caused you guys to grow apart, or like they moved away or something. Then in that situation, I would like talk to them, or if you've matured and you've gotten over it, then yes, like talk to them, and who knows what might come out of it. Personally, I don't think going back to someone you've been with in the past that didn't work, I don't think that's a good thing. It usually doesn't really work, and you don't want to like keep making the same mistakes, so just like keep that in mind. But sometimes depending on your situation, like that might be the best thing to do. Also, if you're like out and you're drunk and you're like a drunk texter and you know that, tell your friends from before, like if we're drunk tonight or whatever, like take my phone. That way like, you do not make that mistake and text them. Another thing I would say, it's like a really negative coping mechanism, is to like go straight to drugs or alcohol. Sometimes, you know, I know people do it for fun, whatever, to chill here and there, but I feel like if you're really in a negative mind state, it's gonna make it 10 times worse. And you don't want to develop an addiction, you don't want it to affect your health negatively, you don't want it to affect your relationships with other people that love you. So try to stay away from the drugs and the alcohol, like, or try to limit it as much as possible, and be with someone while you're doing it that can help you, that won't like let you get to that point. For those of you that stayed and listened, I hope that you take something away from this. I hope this helps you, and if you have any questions or any comments, please leave them down below. Please smash that subscribe button if you want to see more from me. I'm going to try to do more dating videos because I know I've gotten good feedback from you guys, so I'll try to throw in some advice, dating tips and tricks for you guys. So, and I'll see you guys in my next video.